What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and welcome to a brand new stream for the Nintendo Direct on June 21st. We're going live now. Let me make sure everything is set up and good to go. Let me check this, turn these notifications off so this doesn't bother our stream here. Okay, cool. All right, so we're up and live for the pre-show. I've already got the direct over here on my computer ready to go. It's going to look like this whenever we switch over, and I will have the direct full screen. But for now, we're just going to stay on this and chat about our Nintendo Direct predictions. Let me know. I had a lot of audio troubles in my test stream yesterday, but I think that I fixed the power source USB issue with the microphone, and it should be it's looking like it's not peaking out now. Let me know how that audio sounds, and I've already done some tests to balance out the audio of the direct to make sure it's going to be where you can hear it decent. So let me know if there's any problems, and if there is, I can change it. So let me see, make sure I get this shared out on everything real fast on social media. And then we can start talking about our predictions. I actually have some silly ones. Nintendo. Wow, they have the Nintendo Direct featured everywhere, even on their website. Good grief. All right. Okay, let's see. Let me take a drink of water here. Yeah, so welcome to the pre-stream, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and everyone who watches this in the future. I'll go ahead and show you. I've got up on the screen my small advertisements here, advertising Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge. If you guys don't know me or know anything about TreeFall Studios, I am an indie game developer. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but most of the time I release games on PlayStation these days. I also release games on Steam, so you're going to be watching and reacting with me from an indie game developer's perspective on Nintendo's new showing. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I did a couple of these. We didn't watch the Xbox show live. That was on Sunday, but we did stream the PlayStation Showcase live. That was kind of a dud. Had some tech issues with that, and the show wasn't very good, so it's currently unlisted on our channel, so we kind of pulled that one down, but we did stream it live, so I did some reactions to that. If you've been following along with the channel, I did do some live streams for past Nintendo Directs. I did do the one in February, which that one was pretty exciting. I think that today is going to be pretty huge. That's another one of the reasons why I wanted to get the stream set up and ready to go, because I think that they just got a whole lot to show. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. But if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. It will help out the channel a ton. I got links in the description below so you can check out all of my games. I actually streamlined it. Excuse me, my beard is tickling me. I had, been suggesting a few of my the games I think are my best-selling games or my favorite games that I've made in the descriptions of my videos. But now you can link straight to our entire Steam presentation, the Steam bundle, and every game that we have on Steam is linked below. And most of our top-selling PlayStation games are linked below. You can also connect with us on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at TreeFall Games. Do a lot over there. We announce and tweet quite often. So you can follow us over there, and we'll be tweeting out all of the news from the Direct later this evening, and sharing this video as well. So I'm excited. I do these videos every once in a while where I talk about things that are happening in the games industry from my perspective as an indie game developer, and Nintendo is the people don't look at them as the biggest player in the industry for some reason. If you look at the discourse on Twitter, most people are just arguing back and forth between PlayStation and Xbox, and what they think is better, and this whole Microsoft deal and all this kind of stuff. But if you look at the actual stats and numbers, Nintendo is the largest player in the video game industry. They sell more units than anyone else. More people have Nintendo Switches and, play them and buy Nintendo games than any of the other companies. So this is major news. You can see, I can already see right now, it's crazy. We are still 23 minutes, 22 on the dot minutes away from the show going live, and they have 50,000 people tuned in to their Nintendo Direct. But just like you can see on this stream, I've got viewers watching this stream. So many other people have so many more viewers. So you probably got hundreds of thousands of people already tuned in half an hour before. So it's pretty crazy. Yo, Cyber Dragon, what up? How's it going? How you doing today? You excited for the Nintendo Direct? So yeah, this is big news for the games industry. This is the last of the three major E3 presentations, basically. Microsoft went after Sony. Actually, Sony went first this year, and they went early in the beginning of June, and Microsoft went on like the 11th, I think. And so this is the end of June, but this is our E3 season. And if you did not catch, TreeFall Studios has its own E3 conference. We have a Summer Games Experience on this channel, which is about 10 minutes of game announcements. Most of those have already released now, so you can pick them up and check it out, but it's still worth watching. It was quite fun and entertaining to put together. So yeah, we got about 20 minutes for the Nintendo Direct to start. I'm pretty excited. So, you can see here, if we switch over, let me go ahead and switch over to this. You can see that they're talking about mostly that, Pikmin 4 is showing up here. And we all kind of knew that. And if you're talking about predictions, a lot of people thought that June was going to basically host just a Pikmin Direct, and that, that's all it was going to be. A lot of people were out there saying that there wasn't going to be any Directs at all. And then I watched people clowning on everyone on Twitter yesterday, making fun of the people, because the people who said that Nintendo has nothing to show were making fun of the people who were like just praying to the Lord that a Nintendo Direct would show up out of nowhere, and then those people came back and were making fun of the other people that said there was going to be no Direct, and they're just like bickering on Twitter like kids. It's kind of crazy. But I'm excited that Nintendo is here, and this is a very exciting Direct because most people thought if there was going to be one, the only really thing that they were going to show was Pikmin, and the only other thing that is announced currently that's like on, their slate is Metroid Prime 4. And, it's kind of crazy because, a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's going to show up today. Some people are saying, no, it's not going to show up. I don't know. I highly think that it will be there. So for predictions on the show, Pikmin's going to be there. I think Metroid's going to be there. It would be my dream if we could see Metroid Prime 2 show up today, because it was crazy. The last Nintendo Direct in February, they shadow dropped out of the blue, out of nowhere, Metroid Prime Remastered, and that kind of got the ball rolling. That's getting people thinking about Metroid. That's why I think that, Metroid is going to be showing up today and stuff. So I would love to see, so my dream predictions is I want to see them drop Metroid Prime 2. I think they'll do the same thing. They'll either the rumors are true and 2 and 3 are together, or that they've split them up and they've done full remasters, and 2 is going to be by itself, kind of like 1. But I think that they might shadow drop that today like they did at the last Direct, and then I think they'll end the Direct by teasing off basically Metroid Prime 4. That would be my hope and goal. You could see, like, if they're not ready for Metroid Prime 4, I don't know how they wouldn't be ready to show something. But, we haven't seen it for like 6 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just did Metroid Prime 2 and 3 and then mention that, hey, in September, we're going to see Metroid Prime 4. But I personally think that Metroid Prime 4 is the holiday game. I think that, you see, we got Pikmin in July, which is next month. I do think there's some credibility to the teasing around the Kid Icarus release. I think that will be like their September game, to be honest, if I was having to guess. And then like November, October would be Metroid, and because they like to do Metroid games in October. And I think the new 2D Mario game, if that the rumor is true, that would be like their November game. Although I don't know what to make of these rumors for Donkey Kong coming back. It just seems like very interesting, because now people are saying let's go over some of the credible rumors here. Some of the rumors are saying that, there's a Donkey Kong game in the works that's going to show up. There's a 2D Mario game in the works that's going to, show up. People are saying that one of the credible rumors is that there's an SNES game that's getting remade that's going to show up. A lot of people think that Metroid is going to be here, and we know about Pikmin. So if all of those rumors were just the only rumors, that showed up, this will be an unbelievable direct already. But then there's also some rumors that have been percolating for quite a while about, an F-Zero GameCube remaster. People are starting to look towards the GameCube games. A lot of people think that, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are just going to show up as filler games for the holidays, because, Nintendo's already moving on to their next system, and they're getting ready to build all their big games for that. So we're not going to see too many more major Switch releases. If you've been checking out my videos for a long time, you'll know on some of my other live streams, I predicted that Nintendo Switch is going to beat the PS2 and be the highest selling game system of all time. So I think that today we're going to get that vision, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to actually complete that or not. Because I think that people are going to be surprised how many Switches were sold for The Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom was absolutely massive. I don't think that they're going to go over sales numbers, like an update in this. They might just say a little something like, here we've sold 15 million already, or 20 million, or whatever. If they're going to talk about the Zelda DLC, they might say, hey, there's this many people playing Zelda, and we're here to show you a little bit of the DLC. I'm not sure that it shows up realistically. I think that they're going to fill some of the presentation with Mario Kart. I think that you'll see the new wave of Mario Kart DLC, because I think there's only 2 left. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think there are 4 out of 6 waves, maybe. I think there's only 6 waves. So I think that'll show up in the middle. I think Pikmin will take some time in the middle. I really do think you'll get like a surprise game. If you look back to their Nintendo Directs, they usually open with something that's new, or something that hasn't really been seen before. Like the last one, they opened with Pikmin, and they gave a full showing of that. The previous Direct, like in September of the last year, they opened up with Fire Emblem Engage, and no one had seen that before. They usually open up with something that's new, and that's going to be coming down the pipe pretty soon. So I think that, you might see Kid Icarus as an opening. You might see maybe F-Zero, if these remasters are true, or if this Donkey Kong rumor is true, you might see that as an opener. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, because I just don't see how. Well, Retro Studios has been quiet for a long time. People were like, okay, the last thing they did was just, put Funky Kong in Tropical Freeze, and that was like 2017 or 2018. And then, they were just silent for years and years and years. And they were working on something, before they were working on Metroid Prime 4, because I think Nintendo tried to do Metroid Prime 4 internally, like at an EAD Japanese team, for like 2 years, and then they announced 4 years ago that the project was being completely rebooted at Retro Studios. So there was something that Retro was working on in that timeline before they started Metroid Prime 4. Was it just Metroid Prime Remastered before that? I don't know. Somehow they threw in Remastered in there, and we're going to get 2 and 3, apparently, according to the rumors. So It seems very impressive if they can actually pull out and show like, oh, we've actually been working on, a third Donkey Kong Country game this like before and during the time we're doing Metroid, and here's also Metroid. That would be a little crazy. I would expect that maybe if they did that, that would be highly impressive. And I would say that they're about one of Nintendo's most impressive studios outside of Monolith Soft and like, the Zelda and Mario teams. So it could be done. Yeah, I think it could be done, but I don't know. I would guess that maybe because there's some of the rumors swimming around that it's not Donkey Kong Country and it's actually like a 3D Donkey Kong game. Maybe one of Nintendo's Japanese internal development teams was working on a Donkey Kong game, kind of like Rare's Donkey Kong 3D game back on the 64. But I could be wrong about that. Who knows? We'll see if that shows up. I feel like it would be highly surprising. A lot of people are like putting a lot of stock into this, like I said earlier, because they think, oh, there's nothing announced and they're doing 40 minutes and this is a general direct, not a Pikmin focused direct. So a ton of stuff has got to be here. I just don't know. It's so surprising. We'll get the taste to really see if now things are going to be kind of like piecemealed or if we're going to get a lot of major Switch games still. I see a lot of people talking about Switch hardware and, Switch 2 and all of that kind of stuff. And, it's crazy because a lot of people think like, oh, of course, we're going to get the new Nintendo Switch in 2024. It's time. The hardware is old. And it's time to move on. Nintendo's never lasted this long with any other systems. And it's just interesting because the Switch actually has like really high key stats where like the games, even this late, are selling unbelievable numbers. And that's never happened, even on massive install bases in the past. Like if you look at Nintendo Wii in the last bit of their life, they had sold over 100 million units at this point, and they released Skyward Sword, which is a mainline Zelda game, and it only sold like a couple of million copies, like 2 to 3 million, like towards the end of the Wii's lifespan, because people were just like done. They weren't playing the Wii anymore. And like Twilight Princess on the Wii sold a ton. It sold around like 8 million or something like that. So it like kind of dwarfed Skyward Sword at the time, and like basically all the games that they were releasing towards the end of the life cycle, they're like, oh man, people are not playing this anymore, gotta move on. And a lot of people are acting like because it's 6 years are done and we're in year 7 of the Switch, that they've got to do that as well. But I don't think that that's the case, because the games are still selling like crazy. Doing new hardware would cost a ton of money. And I think a lot of people like are not really paying attention to economic factors, especially just video game fans, because the economy doesn't seem bad when you go, oh, Zelda sold 10 million copies in 3 days. That seems like games are selling just fine. But supply chains and economies of scale are still kind of tough for people. Like it took PlayStation years to get through just to now have stock. And, things are still kind of up in the air with interest rates in the United States and all that kind of stuff. So, people are kind of looking at the stock market, looking like, what's going to happen? People are a little confused. Inflation's still running pretty high. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo said, okay, we've got a lot of people playing on the Switch. It's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to be hard to sell new hardware in early 2024. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they push it and they like build up their manufacturing all throughout 2024 to do a holiday release, or they could do an early Q1 2025 release. And like I'm like 50-50 on that. I like 50% think it's like holiday 2024 and 50% think it's like 2025, and that like makes people so mad. They're like, man, we just need new Nintendo hardware, the games need to be bigger, better, more powerful, all this kind of stuff. But I feel like that when we watch today's presentation, you're going to kind of get a good indication. They're not going to show any new hardware here, nothing like that. I know a lot of people have been speculating on Twitter, oh, maybe they'll tease the new Switch or the new hardware. I don't think that they're going to do anything like that, but I think that the size of the games that you see is going to give you an indication on how early Nintendo's new console is going to come out. If you see a bunch of stuff like there's just remasters, Metroid Prime remastered, they're throwing the Zelda Wii U HD games out there, they're throwing, another couple remasters here and there that are just coming out of the blue, and you're not seeing any major games, just like one more major game like Mario or Metroid, then you're probably going to realize, okay, that's going to be an indication that Nintendo's already heavily gearing up towards the next system, and it'll be earlier than people think. But I think if they come out here today and they show, a massive Donkey Kong game, a new F-Zero game, a new Mario game, all that kind of stuff, they might be able to ride those sales out all the way through next year. It's pretty crazy. Times are like so interesting now in the industry. Things are just changing faster than they ever have in the past. Other companies are pushing towards all digital so quickly, and games are coming out. Indie games are coming out all over the place and doing all sorts of crazy things. And like AAA games are coming out like completely broken and just destitute. So, people like look and expect a lot from Nintendo because most of Nintendo games are really well put together. They still run on day one on a physical disc or cartridge, should I say. But that's not always the case. Pokemon ran like garbage, but sometimes you have some duds. I'm not so sure about Game Freak anymore. Let me take a sip of water real quick. But I can see that we are now 7 minutes away. So this is getting pretty exciting. I can see that on the Nintendo Direct page, there's 130,000 people tuned in already. So, and we're up to 4 to 5 viewers peaking on this stream. So that's pretty awesome. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in again. If you want to leave your comments in the chat, go ahead and post anything that's a wild prediction that you're looking forward to. And we can talk about whether or not I've already rambled on about what I think is going to show up today, what my wild, I actually didn't even really do my wild prediction. So I guess we can do that in the last few minutes before we switch over and start viewing the direct page. But I think my wildest predictions of like stuff that's like on my wish list that's not actually probable is in the thumbnail. I put Rhythm Heaven and I put the Chibi Robo meme just for fun. But I would like to see, if we're really talking about the sun setting on the Switch and you got a year left, and there's not much time left according to most people, and you're thinking, okay, what are the last releases? Honestly, I think that you will see some of these remasters. I think you'll see Zelda and all that kind of stuff. I think you'll see Metroid pop up again. But what are the franchises that are missing that are some of Nintendo's key franchises that would be pretty awesome to have on the Switch? Is I think Rhythm Heaven is a huge one. I think that the Nintendo Wii actually has probably the best library when it comes to Nintendo systems. Overall, they had most everything there. They had stellar Mario games, stellar Mario Kart. They had the really great Zelda games. They had all these games that didn't show up anywhere else. That series is that have been like basically canceled. Like the Wii had Battalion Wars, a Fire Emblem game was on the Wii. Rhythm Heaven had its own game, a console game on the Wii. Just a ton of awesome stuff. Super Smash Brothers Brawl was awesome. I know people like to clown on that game because it's not exactly the best game for competitive play, but it did a whole lot for the Super Smash Brothers series, and that was so fun playing that back in the day. So I just think overall, like the Wii lineup is extremely, extremely strong. And I think about games that are on the Wii that are missing, that have not come to Switch. Rhythm Heaven comes to mind, and I think that the Switch could save that franchise because that franchise was always really done on mobile games. It was like with swiping on the DS or pressing on the Game Boy or, on the 3DS, pressing A and B and all that kind of stuff. So I think that the Switch would be perfect on the go and it'd be perfect docked. I think that they could do something with the motion on the Joy-Cons if they wanted to, but mostly focus on just the button presses like the Wii version did. I think that could save the franchise and it could easily sell 1 million copies and be a $30 Even $40 would be fine, but I think that they would put it at like a $30 price point, kind of like the Brain Age. I think that's what they did for Rhythm Heaven Fever on the Wii. I think it was only 30 bucks. So I think they're missing that. I would like to see, I think they're also missing, Punch Out was on the Wii. The Punch Out game that was on the Wii was pretty awesome. It was the first time that series had been brought back since like the Super Nintendo. So something like that showing up would also be really cool. Another thing that's on the Wii, I saw people talking about this last night. That was not on any other system since Wii, is a Wario World game. You had Wario Land Shake It on Wii, so you had an actual Wario game where you were playing not just like the micro games like WarioWare type of stuff. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. That was like on the Wii, and could show up on the Switch and would be pretty awesome. And then, like I mentioned, I'm an old fan of Battalion Wars. That series, or that the developer that made that originally, is shut down, I'm pretty sure. So it's not like you would see it exactly the same, but the re-release of Advance Wars recently got me thinking, oh man, I wish that we could get Battalion Wars back, because me and my friends used to play that game online back on Nintendo Wi-Fi connection on the Wii, like so much in high school. Like that game was so fun. And Battalion Wars is a spinoff of Advance Wars. So, if you're not familiar, pick up Advance Wars on the Switch. That the remake is pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. It has online play, but there's a caveat: you have to be friends. You can't play online with random people. So, you can trade friend codes online with random people, I guess. But I'm pretty excited about that game. I'm going to be playing it some more. I'm not finished with it just yet. I've put a little bit of time into it, but let me go ahead and get ready here. We're getting really close, so let's switch over to our small screen and full screen, the Nintendo Direct. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, how does that look? I made my my little camera small as I could, and so where you could also still see me. But if you guys want it smaller, I can shrink it up even more. Put it on the bottom left corner. I think that will be the smallest spot to put it, to where it's not really going to bother any of the actual stream. Let's make sure we got the volume on a good level. And when the volume starts playing, if you just leave a comment in the chat and let me know. I'm going to react to it, but I'm not going to talk the entire time, so you guys can hear and be able to listen to the announcements pretty well. But I will say random things here or there. Let me know if you want the comment of the Direct louder. In the test runs that I did, I think it's going to be loud enough. It should be louder than my voice. The desktop is pretty loud. So yeah, that's all of my wish list. We're getting ready to go here. It's running live. Here we go. Wow. I'm going to talk over Pokemon because, like I was talking about earlier, if they don't open up with a big game, they're going to open up with Pokemon DLC. Yeah, we're probably not going to see as much today as people think, but we'll see. This is definitely not a good opener. People are super mixed on Pokemon because the game is pretty much broken. It also looks pretty rough. Yeah, Sharkamino, I don't think that they're going to move it to the next console. I think it will still come out on Switch because they promised it to come out on Switch. It's highly possible it could be cross-gen, though. If we do see it today, I think it's going to be the closer for the show. I'm not sure. I will admit that I did not play this Pokemon game, and I don't care about Pokemon all that much anymore. I just don't think it's as good as it used to be. So watching this trailer, I have no idea what is even different from the base game in this DLC. You know, I'm like, okay, it means nothing to me. And the fact that this has already been going on a minute or two, I'm like, this is a little too long. Not thinking this is a good sign. Available for purchase now, release in the fall.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll also be joining today.
That was the latest trailer for the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, the paid DLC for the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon
They're bringing out
Violet
the big guns.
The first half of the trailer took place at a festival in the countryside.
While the second half seemed to be in a completely different location, a futuristic academy in the middle of the ocean. More details on this DLC will be available in the future.
And after today's Nintendo Direct, a special event will be held in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We hope you'll participate in it. Okay, let's see our first batch of headlines.
I wonder what their batch of headlines is gonna be.
It's a supersonic squad of superstars.
Not good.
Sonic and friends are spin dashing into a brand new 2D side-scrolling game.
These games are already
Sonic
announced at
Superstars.
Summer Games Fest,
Well,
so
brand new
we're
zones
gonna be
await.
taking a look at a bunch of games that were
Speed
already
through the
announced,
beautiful world
probably.
As Sonic. Take to the skies as Tails.
This makes sense.
Scale walls and
This would have
glide
made
as
sense to
Knuckles.
actually have
Or swing a powerful
the actual
hammer
announcement
as
at
Amy
Nintendo, but
Rose.
Geoff must have had some deep pockets, I guess.
By harnessing the incredible power of the Chaos Emeralds, you can summon a storm of clones, uncover hidden secrets, and so much more.
I think this game looks pretty good, though.
And for the first time in the
I'm not,
series, local
complaining
co-op is
about it.
available for up to 4 players.
I haven't bought a Sonic game in a while, and this will probably be the first one that I do purchase.
Combine your powers and take on the evil Dr. Eggman when Sonic Superstars launches on the Nintendo Switch system this fall. A cozy life is just around the corner. Welcome to Palia. In this free-to-play adventure sim, create the idyllic life of your
They
dreams.
said the key word that
alongside
makes me
in-game
uninterested in
characters
this,
and
free to
players
play.
from all over the world. Build houses, decorate your home plot, grow crops in your garden, and more. Play with other residents in online
Sweet
co-op
gardening.
or carve out your blissful life solo.
I've got to make a gardening game so I can get
And
in
if
on
you're
the
eager
trend.
to explore,
Just wait
there's
till we
plenty
have
of
the
life
Pitter-Pot
beyond
garden.
the village. Set off on a vast journey to uncover Palia's many mysteries. Or just kick back and relax at home. How you live is entirely up to you.
It's just kick back and relax
What
at
kind
home
of
as
coziness
she
will you
shoots someone
choose?
with an arrow.
Palia is free to play and launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Ignite your heart.
Yeah, these are all like...
The Phantom Thieves return in this tactical spin-off.
I get that these are in the
Persona
little
5.
headlines, so I mean that's good at least, and they're not using this as a major
They
thing.
must join forces with a
But these were all
revolutionary named
announced
Arena
already.
to combat the armies that have taken control. During battle, assess the situation and determine whether to unleash an attack up close from afar, or using a persona. Knock enemies down to perform another action called One More. Then surround your foes and take them out with dramatic flair using the new all-out attack, Triple Threat. The fusion ability from the Persona series returns, allowing you to combine personas to form other ones. What is Arena's true objective? And what truths lie hidden in this strange world? A revolutionary tale will ignite when Persona 5 Tactica launches on Nintendo Switch November 17th. Pre-orders for the physical version of the game begin today. Please check your local retailers. Step into a Saturday morning cartoon. Calling all heroes for the first-person roguelike adventure, Myth Force. Enter a high fantasy world inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the past. It's up to you to stop the evil Daedalus from taking over, but it won't be easy. Treacherous tombs and cryptic castles threaten your survival. Wield medieval weapons and legendary magic to smite hordes of monsters. During each run, you can find treasure to help boost your character's abilities, weapons, and more. Plus, up to 4 brave heroes can share the adventure in online co-op. Drop in and out at any time as you face the many perils ahead. By the power of teamwork! Myth Force launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year.
I have no thoughts about that whatsoever.
This Blackfest is going to be pretty sweet.
Jeez, dude. They're 10 minutes into this. We're 10 minutes in and we're only getting updates on DLC and already announced games.
Game has been confirmed. Okay, Squids, here's the theme. Which flavor of ice cream is best? Vanilla,
mint chip,
strawberry, or mint chip? This Splatfest will be held during the dates shown on screen.
That's an interesting color scheme. I love Splatoon, so I mean, I'm excited, but
delicious.
You know.
Guide your favorite flavor to victory. Plus, get splatting in themed battles with challenges. More Splat-tastic events are on the way. Be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Bro.
To promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Prime City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Tim Goodman, Pikachu. You two are the ideal detective duo.
Disguises are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
So much for my coffee.
Something tells me this is just the beginning.
A light roast today, huh?
As a non-Pokemon fan, this just looks so weird to me. Is this like a remake or is this new? I'm not
Based on
sure.
our deductions, the culprit is clear, isn't it?
A bolt of brilliance!
The name's Pikachu.
And I'm what you might call a great detective.
I sure wish somebody would bring me some coffee.
That was Detective Pikachu Returns. Looks like he still loves coffee.
What cases will Tim and this tough-talking Pikachu solve together?
Yeah, that's
More
something,
info
all right.
will be revealed in the future.
11 minutes in.
Next, please take a look at this.
Man, so the rumors and leaks or whatever were on it. Man, people are gonna lose their minds at this. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. This is gonna sell a ton. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm down for this. It looks really good too. This is pretty awesome. So if we know that this rumor was true, then we're going to see a 2D Mario game today, that's for sure. I do love me some RPGs, and I haven't actually played Super Mario RPG. This is pretty awesome. Bet you this will be the September game. Changed my mind. What do we think? Release date? 11/17. This is their November game?
Originally
Whoa.
released on Super NES, Super Mario RPG returns with brand new graphics.
I don't know what I think about that.
Whether you played the original game or not, why not take the opportunity to jump into the very first RPG in the Mario series?
Mr. Koizumi, that last trailer featured Mario, but he's not the only one getting a game.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's take a peek.
Dude, you've got to be kidding me.
That's right. Princess Peach will star as the main character in a brand new game. When she steps on this particular spot on stage,
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
that's all we'll show for now. We'll share more details at a later date.
I thought they were
Mr.
about to tease
Koizumi.
a Donkey Kong.
There's actually something else.
What?
What is happening, dude?
A visually enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, originally released on Nintendo 3DS, is in development.
We hope you look forward to seeing more of Luigi's ghostly antics.
So the remastered
Both
port
games
thing is
will
holding
launch
up.
next year.
Mario, Princess Peach, and Luigi. Looks like Mario fans have a lot of games to look forward to.
More details will be shared in the future. All right, let's see some more headlines.
Become Gotham City's ultimate protector.
What is happening, dude? Some random ports.
Wake up, Mr. Wayne. We have much to discuss. I want you to know the fear that is coming. This is the beginning of the end for you, Dark Knight. You're all going down.
You still know how to make an entrance.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman!
Today is the Joker's big homecoming, and you're the guest of honor.
Soon I will command forces beyond your comprehension.
I've waited long enough. Batman dies tonight.
Yeah, this is
This place is
like I was mentioning
dangerous.
before the stream. We're 16 minutes in, but it's seeming to be like
Gotham
a
will be
lot of
ours.
remasters, a lot of ports, previously
I believe
announced
that was the
games.
idea.
We'll see how this turns out. The Mario stuff is interesting. One of them was a port for Luigi. The Peach is really early in development.
You're always welcome here.
Batman Arkham Trilogy launches on Nintendo Switch this fall.
It's not even like available today
Play
or
your
anything.
cards right, mercenary. Lead your mercenaries through cursed dungeons in the lands of Gloomhaven. Your tactical prowess is all that stands between riches and certain death. This adaptation of the hit board game features turn-based card battles with RPG elements. Unleash deadly combos and bring doom upon your foes. But beware, exhaustion is close at hand. Choose from 17 different mercenaries, brave over 260 grueling missions, and master over 1,000 abilities. Hone your deck, set up synergies, and gain every advantage to survive. Grit your teeth and earn your keep when Gloomhaven launches on the Nintendo Switch system, September 18th. Pre-orders for the Mercenaries and Gold Editions begin today on Nintendo eShop. Keep the dance party going.
They'll release Just Dance games all the way through the apocalypse. Kind of a long trailer for Just Dance, I'd say.
A silent hope lies in a world without words. One day, a once peaceful realm was silenced by its king. Now, 7 wordless warriors will rise. In this action RPG, these heroes bound by fate must work together to explore the abyss and find the secluded king. However, with its ever-changing dungeons and powerful foes, conquering the abyss will be no easy feat. Wield weapons like swords, bows, magic, and more to survive this deadly chasm. After you return to base, materials you've collected will help you cultivate resources and forge new items. Repeated forays into the abyss will enable you to grow stronger and dive deeper.
This just looks extremely similar to like
Your
a
guide
lot
on
of
this
other
journey
games
is
to
the
me.
kingdom's sorrowful princess, encased
Not
in
hating,
a
but
crystal of her own tears.
you know, this is not something I'd
And
get.
through a mysterious power, her voice reverberates.
And we're
in the
halfway
hearts of
through the
silent
presentation,
warriors.
so
Why did the king steal the world's
very
words?
interesting
And
so
what
far.
awaits the warriors in the depths of the abyss? Silent Hope dives onto Nintendo
XC
Switch
game, at least.
October 3rd.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sparks will fly in these Nintendo Switch games. Cast spells and cultivate your best life in Fae Farm.
Bro.
Make use of magic to
farming
complete
games.
tasks and fend off mischievous foes. Enrich your farm to help your character flourish. Decorate your space to improve your stats for the day ahead. And enchant your friends locally or online in 4-player co-op.
Enchant
Fae
them, huh?
Farm launches as a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch September 8th. Pre-orders including an
Does it
in-game
really?
bonus are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Could have sworn that. Well, this is
Zoom
on
into
Steam, I
wild
think.
racing action with Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Choose from over 130 vehicles and pull off outrageous stunts to avoid obstacles, find shortcuts, and knock your rivals out of the way. Unleash your creativity by modifying your vehicles and building your own tracks. Race locally with friends in split-screen co-op. Plus, up to 12 players can hit the track online. Grab the wheel.
Who's hitting
when
the
this
track
game
on Hot
speeds
Wheels?
onto the Nintendo Switch system October 19th. Get your chassis looking classy in Manic Mechanics. grab a part.
Man, they're really
Fix it
filling
up.
some time, huh?
And
They can use some
toss it
TreeFall
over.
Studios games in this
Repair
presentation,
vehicles
and now that
quickly
I'm starting to
earn points in
notice.
Solo play or 4-player co-op. But watch out for treacherous pits, pesky UFOs.
That guy just ran
and
right off
other
for the
workplace
trailer.
hazards. Manic
one
Mechanics
was
launches
even
first
bothering
for
him.
consoles on Nintendo Switch July 13th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. Introducing the second paid DLC for Mario plus Rabbids
Man,
Sparks
this
of
is a
Hope.
DLC field
Mario
presentation.
and friends journey to a musical planet filled with new areas to explore and new enemies to battle. What else will they find in this world of melodies? This new DLC, The Last Spark Hunter, launches later today. A demo of the main game is available now on Nintendo eShop.
Maybe that'll help him sell some more copies.
You really think you stand a chance against us?
You gonna localize this?
You intend to take arms against me?
Very well.
You are now cursed, unable to harm monsters. What? What the?
You're going to have to become a monster wrangler.
I love Dragon Quest music at least.
One of us. Let's go!
I want to whistle along, but that'll destroy the stream. Cool.
The so-called hero is here.
Wow.
That was Dragon Quest Monsters. the
They're going to
Dark
spend a
Prince
lot of time
from
on
Square
Pikmin
Enix.
now.
What kind of journey will you take to become the master of monster
We
kind?
only have 15 minutes left.
Please be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Next, we have more news on a certain game with plant-like creatures.
Yeah. Can just kind of see how this is all going.
Welcome to the Rescue Corps. As its newest recruit, you'll venture to a mysterious planet with all sorts of life forms. There, you'll meet plant-like creatures called Pikmin. And the adorable rescue pup, Ochi. Good boy. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, prepare the
Okay,
damaged
Mission
Rescue
Impossible
Corps
fans.
spaceship and save any castaways you find. All right, let's explore together. Once plucked, Pikmin are ready for action. Blow your whistle to gather them and have them follow you. Throw your little buds at things, and they'll start working for you. Ochi will also prove to be a great canine companion. He can carry
Cute.
items with Pikmin, or smash obstacles in your way. And if you need a flotation device, well, there you go.
The indoor scenes
Ochi
are
can
weird
even
to
stand
me.
up to the wildest
Makes
creatures.
me want Chibi Robo instead. I feel like Pikmin should be outside.
Collect lots of
Yo, let's
scattered around the
go.
planet to fix the spaceship's radar and open up new areas to explore. Exploration isn't limited to the surface, though. Why not take the plunge underground?
Explaining
Here,
caves.
a completely different environment awaits.
Whoa.
Unusual contraptions, native creatures, and even more treasures are around every corner. You might unexpectedly find some castaways, too.
I think they're gonna.
Hey, Hey, wait a minute.
What is happening?
This leafy individual just nabbed the castaway. You've got to stop him. It's time for a Dandori battle. Embrace the art of Dandori by strategically issuing commands to your Pikmin and Ochi. Collect more objects than your opponent within the time limit to win, and save the castaway. By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your spaceship. Train Ochi and teach him new skills.
Is Captain Olimar dead? I don't understand. Did they go with the
Or
bad
build
ending?
new equipment and items to help make exploration more manageable. For the first time in the Pikmin series, you can eventually set out for night expeditions. But there's a catch. Nightfall sends creatures into a frenzy, so stay alert. Thankfully, you'll come across the new Glow Pikmin, which only appear at night. Find luminals that produce valuable glow sap. These mounds also attract various wildlife, so use Glow Pikmin to drive them away and protect the luminals.
What is
Many
happening,
more
dude?
surprises await on this uncharted planet. But with the Pikmin and Ochi by your side, no challenge is too big or too small. Pikmin 4.
It's so weird with the little plants growing in the house
past
like that.
Pikmin games, you had to return to your spaceship before sundown. However, in this latest entry, you can now venture out at night. We hope you can lead the Pikmin on your expedition.
We have even more Pikmin news to share.
Dude, let's
HD
go.
versions of the first
I
two
was
Pikmin
just
games
thinking about
originally
this.
Released on Nintendo GameCube will launch on Nintendo eShop later today.
Plus, ahead of the game's release, a demo of Pikmin 4 will
Are
be
they gonna be
available on
physical
Nintendo
prints?
eShop on June 28th. The demo can be enjoyed even if you've never
I
played the
hate
game in
this
the Pikmin
digital
series
stuff.
before, so we hope you'll try it out when it releases.
I want to replay the first two Pikmin games before this
Let's see
game.
a few more headlines.
They're about to do the same thing. They'll show Metroid.
The renowned
I
series
knew
of
this was
stealth
also
action
coming up.
games is
Let's
infiltrating
go.
Nintendo Switch as Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. This compilation includes Metal Gear Solid, infiltrate and regain control of Shadow Moses Island. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, locate and retrieve a deadly amphibious weapon. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, survive the jungle and confront your former mentor. You can also enjoy the games that started the series, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, as well as the NES versions of both Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge.
Wow.
This compilation also contains the
I wonder
first
if that's
Metal
like
Gear
Nintendo
Solid digital
exclusive.
graphic novel and its sequel. Additional content includes screenplay
But they're going to show
books
Metroid Prime 2 and 3 and then
with
show
story
4
and
just like they did
character
with
info,
Pikmin, I think.
strategy guides for each game,
10 minutes left.
and a digital soundtrack. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th. Pre-orders begin today on
That's
Nintendo
crazy.
eShop.
People will be
First
freaking
three
out about
Metal
that.
Gear Solid games will also be available separately on Nintendo eShop. It's time to survive.
This is big news.
Steel Thyself. Vampire Survivors is coming to Nintendo Switch.
This game sold
Do
a
you have
ton
what
of
it takes
copies.
to survive a 30-minute onslaught of monsters. Stay on the move to avoid enemies and attack automatically with your weapons. Seems easy at first, right? But swarms of increasingly stronger monsters will appear the longer you survive. By getting treasure chests from defeated enemies,
This will
or
sell
by
a ton.
leveling
This is a
up,
$4.99
you'll
game, I
acquire
think.
weapons and upgrades for your character, so shape them as you see fit. Plus,
I'm still
up
in
to
shock
4
about those
players can
HD
now play
Pikmin
together
versions,
in
dude.
couch co-op.
Oh my gosh.
What other horrors lie
That
in
is
store?
so cool.
Find out when Vampire Survivors launches on the Nintendo Switch system, August 17th. Music and pigeons? Sounds pretty cool. You're a pigeon. Yeah, you heard that right.
Not actual gameplay footage.
Play online in this rhythm battle royale and aim to be the last bird standing. Up to 30 players can ruffle each other's feathers in musical minigames. Copy the
Team
leader's actions
17 with
perfectly
a
in
Nintendo
Yes,
Direct
Commander.
spot.
Fire a slingshot to play music in First Piano Shooter. Race and fly to the rhythm in To the Sky, and more. With over 20 minigames, you're in for an impeccably good time. Get ready to shake those pigeon tails when Headbangers Rhythm Royale bops its way
Is this
onto
the rhythm
Nintendo
heaven that we
Switch
always wanted?
October 31st.
No, it's not. Oh gosh.
Ready, set, yo!
Yo.
Penny is on the run, entangled in a chaotic audition that veered way off script. She's managed to make some powerful enemies and a newly animated friend in this 3D platforming adventure from the team
Whoa.
behind Sonic Mania. You'll explore the bright
I am
and
down
colorful
for
world
this.
of Macaroon and help Penny and
It is
Yo-Yo
beautiful.
escape the clutches of the grouchy Emperor Eddie. Perform stylish acrobatic tricks to avoid Eddie's massive horde of pushy penguins. And
Yeah, this is a
power
game
up
like I would
Yo-Yo
make.
to protect Penny from foul play. You can also put your speedrunning skills to the test in time attack mode to unlock special items, complete secret stages, and more. This is your big break, after all. Take the stage when Penny's Big Breakaway launches on Nintendo Switch
Highly
early
interesting.
next year.
Okay.
Rev up
Told
for
you.
Wave 5.
I knew it.
A brand new course is racing into Wave 5 of
This
the
looks
Mario
cool.
Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprint.
Yeah,
More
like
characters
this.
are also being added. From Mario Kart Double Dash,
Double
Petey
Dash, let's
Piranha.
go.
From Mario Kart 7, Wiggler. And from Mario Kart Tour, Kamek.
Wow. Let's only 2 new characters for the last wave.
5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game zooms onto Nintendo Switch
I was
this
about to say,
summer.
they can't have too many things drop today.
Active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost. The DLC can also
No
be
other
purchased
tracks
on
we get
its
to
own.
see? Come on, bro.
2 worlds, 1 fateful encounter. A remake of the second Star Ocean game,
Wow.
complete with new graphics that fuse 2D and 3D, is on the way.
Yo, that's cool.
After a mission goes wrong, Federation Officer Claude is stranded on an undeveloped planet. There, he meets Reyna, who possesses mystical powers. Was it fate or mere coincidence? Soon after, the two get entangled in a sinister plot within the galaxy. In this science fantasy RPG, select either Claude or Reyna as your hero and play through the story from their perspective.
I've never played Star Ocean
You'll also
games,
meet over a dozen potential allies from all
but it
walks
looks
of
pretty
life.
cool. I'm into
During your
RPGs like
adventure,
this.
the hero you chose and the decisions you make will have an impact on who can be recruited to your cause.
The enemy, is it?
Battles take place in real time, and skills can be performed with
Really,
a single button.
Sharkamino? I did not know that. Kamek was supposed to be Mario Kart 64.
New combat features
That's
in
awesome.
this remake include stunning enemies with chain attacks.
He finally made it in.
And having allies not in your current party unleash follow-up attacks, letting you map out strategic battles in your favor. As you search for a way home, an ancient prophecy will unfold and your destiny will be awakened. Save the planet in Star Ocean: The Second Story R, launching on Nintendo Switch
Well,
November
there's
2nd.
certainly quite a bit of games coming out, that's for sure. That'll be pretty cool. I'll have to check that
Time
out.
to move it, Wario style.
Man, we're getting another Wario game,
Get
but
ready
it's
for more
not a
micro
Wario
game mayhem
Land
in the
game like we were
latest
talking about
WarioWare
earlier.
Game. Hold 2 Joy-Con controllers, then action. Move your body to take
Of course,
on
they showed that on the trailer.
Micro games.
Oh, great.
What you do and how you move depends on the micro game.
That's
React
something.
quickly with the right movement, and you'll be on the road to victory.
Love that.
If you've got 2 pairs of controllers, play with a friend in local co-op. Sync up your actions to beat each micro game. Plus, up to 4 players can live it up across various mini games in party mode. For example, this dicey board game is going to keep you on your toes. Get your body moving in over 200 lightning-fast
Oh, I love the
micro
Pikmin
games.
inclusion.
In WarioWare, move it.
I'm gonna have to buy that.
Launching on the Nintendo Switch system November 3rd.
Another November
Pre-orders
game.
begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Yowza, dude. I bet you that cover art's gonna look sick.
Why aren't you saying anything?
He was so into it, I didn't want to interrupt. Anyway,
I'd love to
this
hang out
is
with
the
them in
latest
real life
WarioWare
filming that.
game. You'll use your entire body to strike different poses and complete microgames. We have a few more things to share.
I'm gonna make my wife play that game with me.
Families can join the fun at Nintendo Live 2023. Play games, enjoy live performances,
Come to the East Coast,
take
cowards.
photos with some of your favorite characters, and more. Plus, cheer on your favorite players in 2 championships. Eligible attendees can also compete in on-site tournaments and participate in a last chance qualifier. This all-ages celebration is free and will take place September 1st through 4th in Seattle, Washington. Registration for Nintendo Live 2023 ends June 22nd. Head over to the official website and enter the random drawing for a chance to receive tickets. PAX West badge holders interested in attending can visit the official PAX West website for more details. Those not selected will have another chance to attend with the 3 Challenge Cups this summer. The top 10 players from each will get tickets. Please visit the official website for more details. See you there!
A vast number of players are enjoying their time in Hyrule in The
Dude,
Legend of Zelda.
Did I
Tears of the
tell you
Kingdom,
this or
which
what?
released last month. Thank you all very much.
They're like,
An amiibo
they
figure of
thank
Link
you
from
for
the
the
game
sales
was
numbers.
released to coincide with the game's launch. New amiibo of Zelda
Nice.
and Ganondorf are
Dude,
planned to be released
let's
this
go.
holiday. We hope you're
I'm gonna have to
looking
get that Ganondorf amiibo.
Okay, this next segment will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
Metroid, anyone? Dude, no Metroid at all. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This looks amazing already though. I'm completely shocked by the art style. I love those hippos and this music. Oh my gosh, dude, let's go. I just want to start singing along already. Roller skating Koopas? Dude, what do you guys think of this? What is happening? Nice. Cues from Donkey Kong. That's cool. More new enemies. Wow. It's like a drugged out version of Mario. Dude, those graphics are awesome. Dude, only Nintendo makes games like this. Oh, Bowser's ship looks cool. Dude, this is crazy. Nice rocket bullets. Wow. The October game. Yeah, no Metroid this year, boys. Get that little elephant, bro. Get it. Dude, that's like Spyro, straight up.
Well then.
The elephant Mario is so
That
weird
was the
looking.
brand new 2D side-scrolling Mario game.
What is
Super
happening?
Mario Brothers Wonder.
The way he said wonder too,
When you
dude.
touch a wonder flower, expect the unexpected. The ground could start moving, or you might turn into something different, for example.
There were also flowers talking. Daisy is playable. And Mario became an elephant at the end. A lot of things happened.
A lot of things
We'll
did
share more
happen, bro.
details in the future, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Yo. Okay, that's crazy. What? Do what? All right, let's switch back over to full screen. Dude, what just happened? Okay, let's do a quick rundown together before we end this stream. That was pretty awesome. At first, I was thinking it was pretty weak. It was really bloated. People are going to be talking about this a ton. That it was really full of ports and remasters. For 40 minutes, they used a lot of that stuff to fill up the show. You got Luigi's. I should have been writing this stuff down. Let me get out my notepad here. You got Luigi remaster. You got a major game is Super Mario RPG. That's a remaster though. The Pikmin games are getting remastered. All sorts of stuff coming out in HD. Also, because you're going to look, so the rumors about Metroid, that's obviously not this year. That's going to be early next year. I think I might be right, actually, because like you can tell, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you see a lot of ports and remasters, you don't see major games, then they are probably working really hard on the new Switch hardware or new Nintendo hardware, should I say. But I think that, dude, I think I might be right about the 2025 thing, because this feels like they're going to I bet you they're watching the economy very closely. I feel like they're going to stretch out the Switch as long as they can. It only makes sense. People act like, oh, they need to do new hardware, but I mean, it will save them so much money to just continue making games and stretch it out for a little bit longer. Keep selling the hardware that's cheaper to produce. Keep selling Switch memberships, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of crazy because even though there was a lot of remasters and ports and stuff to fill up that, there was quite a few games that were launching 2024, like the new Super Princess Peach game is going to be 2024. The Luigi's Mansion remaster will be 2024. That means that Metroid, Metroid Prime 4 is definitely going to be next year. It's no longer the holiday game this year. That's for sure. They could come out with the September Direct like they normally do, or, in October or whatever, and they could drop Metroid Prime 2 and 3 like as a shadow drop in the holiday. I could see that, still in October. I wouldn't be surprised about that. So I wouldn't count out Metroid for the entire year. But Metroid Prime 4 is definitely not coming out this year. That's for sure. Because they're full with Mario 2D, Mario RPG, and Pikmin 4, and these Pikmin remakes. And what was the other thing? A couple of the games or filling up the holiday were, third-party games. They had Metal Gear Batman. Those were 2 ports basically from other systems, and then they had Star Ocean remake, and they had the Dragon Quest game that's actually getting localized. Some people didn't know if I think there was some discourse online about that getting localized or not. So it looks like that's going to be English version. I'm assuming they'll print a retail for the Dragon Quest Monsters game, and that was like, one of them was December 1st. I can't remember, and the other ones were like November and stuff like that. So very interesting there. That's something. I think if we're gonna go down the run of the show, I mean, that would be like, it's like most of that was filler, like Pokemon DLC, Mario Kart DLC, Splatoon, was the Splatoon DLC showed, or it wasn't even DLC, it was just a Splatfest. They filled up a lot of time with all of that kind of stuff. I'm a huge Splatoon fan, so I'm obviously going to play at the Splatfest, whether they showed it at the direct or not. They didn't need to do that. Mario Kart DLC, it's going to be a few weeks. They said summer. It'll probably be the end of July, to be honest, because they didn't show any of the other tracks. But man, did that little bathroom track look pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's I think my favorite showing from the show, I was going to say it was Super Mario RPG. In the beginning, that was my favorite. To be honest, my favorite announcement is just the Pikmin HD releases, because I'm going to make some videos about this, and I'm going to be starting a personal video game channel soon where I talk more about my opinions on video games and stuff like that. That's not really TreeFall related. And some of the Pikmin is like one of my favorite series of all time. And I actually don't really like the direction as much. I'm very excited about Pikmin 4, but the direction that they took for Pikmin 3 and 4 is going away from the story of Captain Olimar, and changing the way Pikmin is kind of done and all that kind of stuff. And like the way that they showed it in this also made me think, holy goodness, it's Olimar's dead. It's the bad ending of Pikmin 1. We're just exploring in a new like alternate reality where the houses are here, and we're going inside the house and we're doing all this stuff, and it's just interesting. It's just completely different, and you make your captains, and it's not really as story focused. The first two Pikmin games are by far my favorite, and just to be able to play them in HD is going to be pretty awesome. I'm gonna need to do some research. Let me pull up. I don't think these announcements are going to be up on Nintendo's website already, because there's just going to be so many of them. But I need to find out, because I prefer not to buy games digitally. Like I'm seeing a trend. Like I don't really want to support Nintendo's trend of dropping games digitally and then like waiting to release them physically, like they did with Metroid. I'm not really a fan of that. And I feel like they're starting to push pretty hard towards the all digital future. I don't really like that. They're not pushing as hard, obviously, as the other companies, Microsoft and Sony are. But with this whole like game voucher thing, trying to like convince you to buy digital, releasing stuff digital first and making it inconvenient to get your physical games, I'm not really a fan of that. Pikmin 1 and 2 on a physical print will be pretty awesome. I also think it's a little skeevy by doing the digital first and not doing them same day, because then you get people like me who really, really want to play, but really want the game physically, to buy the game on the eShop because you don't think it's coming out. And then they announce, oh yeah, it's coming out a little bit later. We are going to print it physically. And then they force you to buy it a second time. Feels like they're taking advantage of people like that. So I'm kind of starting to wait on those things. I need to do a little research. But honestly, my favorite announcement is probably Pikmin 1 and 2. But the end of the show, the new Super Mario Brothers, I don't even think it said new. I think it was Super Mario Brothers Wonder. That is a good name. That's leaving behind the New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, all that kind of stuff. That's really leaving that behind. Taylor says, we're digital overlords. Yeah, I can't stand it. Super annoying. I think that was Nintendo back at its best. Like, that looked wild, wacky, and you're not going to see a game like that, or a game that's going to work like that from anybody else, from another major publisher. That looks so weird. Turning into an elephant, plants are talking to you. It's like you're finally grabbing the mushrooms, and then Mario's going on like some kind of acid trip or something. It's like changing the whole world. The colors are changing. The ground is moving and stuff. Wild stuff. The 4 players is going to be awesome. I'm always down for a local multiplayer. I know my wife will really enjoy that game as well. We play a lot of Super Mario Brothers together and the older games and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I would say that most people are going to take that away as the highlight of the show, and then old school Nintendo fans are going to take Super Mario RPG as their highlight. That's a packed holiday. You know, a packed Mario holiday will ship some Switch units. That's for sure, because you know you got Mario RPG in November, and then was the Mario Wonder game October? I think it was October and November. You got 2 Mario games month back to back. You got Pikmin next month, and then the other games that we're going to fill in. I wonder where that Luigi's Mansion remaster is going to go. What else was in there? Am I missing something? Detective Pikachu got a date. I don't care anything about that. Sonic will be there. Let's see if I can scan through this and see if there's an announcement that should have caught my eye that I'm missing. Oh yeah, more DLC for Mario Rabbids. Don't care anything about that. Yeah. For me, actually, you know, Vampire Survivors is pretty good. I didn't buy that on Steam. Everyone was talking about that. And that's something I'm going to pick up. So out of all of this stuff, the stuff that I'm going to buy and enjoy the most is... I forgot about WarioWare, so let me write that down. WarioWare, that got dated. That's November 3rd. Wow. So you got November, you have WarioWare, you have Mario RPG in November. So you got Wario and Mario in November. And then let me go back and look. Let me find the date on Mario Wonder here. It is October. Dude, so October... Dude, this is crazy. October 20th is Mario Wonder. And then you basically have 2 weeks later, you got Wario on the 3rd. And then on the 17th, another 2 weeks later, you've got Mario RPG. So Nintendo is going to be releasing big release after big release every 2 weeks during the holiday. And then you're also filled out with, you know, Star Ocean, Dragon Quest, Metal Gear Solid. I'll still probably be playing Pikmin by that point. You know, by the time we get into there, I'll be playing Splatoon and Pikmin still probably. Everyone says those Dark Knight games are good. I've never played those Batman games. I probably would just pass on those still. Don't care anything about Detective Pikachu. Sonic looks pretty good. I'll probably buy that. That's already a straight up packed holiday. Like unbelievably packed with games that is going to be real expensive. Even $60 for all of those. That's 5 or 6 games, you know, that I would really want to play. That's like $300 for the holiday. Kind of pricey. And I've been pounding Zelda pretty hard. I've been playing a lot of Zelda, and just finished Metroid up this past week. The Metroid Prime, got 100% on that. And now my Pro Controller has been used so much over the years. All my, you know, frantic Xenoblade pressing on those buttons. It's starting to feel a little creaky. I'm thinking I need to buy a new Pro Controller, so that'll also hit me hard this holiday. So quite a bit of games to purchase. I don't know. I think overall, still, that's not like one of their best directs ever. They could have shown more, but to be honest, I think that they are going to continue with the Switch like I was talking about earlier, because you got multiple Mario games coming out this holiday. You got WarioWare coming out. They're still filling you up with DLC for Splatoon and Mario Kart. Pokemon's getting DLC. Zelda will get DLC. Pikmin 4 will last people quite a while, especially if they do DLC for Pikmin 4. Kind of like Pikmin 3, where they gave extra challenge missions. Pikmin 3 had an online component to it, to where you could, you know, do your best times, get your best scores and all of that, and then upload your scores and check against each other's online. I actually have some pretty decent scores at that. I played it a bunch. I've been meaning to boot Pikmin 3 back up and just play some of the mission modes just to get prepared for Pikmin 4. But now I'm 100% going to be playing through Pikmin 1 and 2, and then redoing my best scores and just doing some challenge missions on Pikmin 3 for the next month before Pikmin 4 comes out. So, you know, people will still be playing that. Like there's a lot of activity on Splatoon still, so a lot of people will be playing that. There's a lot of stuff on Switch still. And then they gave you a little bit of a teaser, so you got that 3D platforming game from Sonic Mania's team or whatever. That's early 2024. The Luigi's Mansion is 2024, and Luigi's Mansion 2 is pretty awesome. I played that game on 3DS. People will buy that on Switch. Luigi's Mansion 3 sold a ton on Switch. That was probably easy to get working. And if that gives you any indication, I guarantee you that teased Kid Icarus game, that'll be the 2024 filler. I guarantee you'll see some of those 3DS ports to fill up that year, as well as those Zelda ports that everyone talks about. If you're going to get those games, you're going to get them next year while they're filling the gap of their final year before the new system. But they also showed off a little bit of Princess Peach, and it's been a long time. Super Princess Peach was on the Nintendo DS. That's the last time Princess Peach got her own standalone game. People have been asking about Princess Peach a ton, over the last however many years. And that game, I guarantee you that'll sell a ton for sure. I'll definitely probably buy that as well. So they're already showing you stuff that's going to be early lined up for 2024 that has nothing to do with Metroid or any of that kind of stuff. So I guess I was wrong. I was really thinking that this year's holiday would be Metroid Prime 4, but I guarantee you now, after watching that direct, that 2024 holiday will be Metroid Prime 4. You're gonna be waiting a year and a half before you play Metroid Prime 4. Guarantee it. Wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong again and you had to wait till Q1 of 2025, but it's going to be next year for sure. Taylor says the Batman games are super worth playing, but Metal Gear is better. I've heard that. I've heard that a lot of people really like those Batman games, and I could have picked them up on one of the systems I had. I think that they released one of those on Wii U back in the day, just one of the Arkham games. And that people said it was a pretty good port, but I never played it, and a lot of people really like it. So, if it's cheap and it has all 3 games, for $60 or $50 or whatever, maybe I'll pick it up. I'm definitely interested in the Metal Gear thing because I don't know. I'll have to do some more research. I'm sure you'll know really quick, but I don't know if those NES Metal Gear games are going to be in the collection for like the PS5 and the Xbox versions. That would be pretty weird if they were. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a Nintendo only feature. I could have sworn I saw them clipping. I guess it was just Metal Gear. I don't know Metal Gear enough. I'm assuming that Metal Gear Solid 2 was shown, but I was like, bro, why aren't they doing like the Twin Snakes port in the Nintendo Switch version of the collection, so you have like a little extra for Nintendo fans, and Nintendo could push that pretty hard as like their exclusive of why you should get Metal Gear on their system versus the other systems. I mean, a lot of people will pick it up just so they can play Metal Gear on the go, I'm pretty sure, because a lot of people still play Switch handheld, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'll probably get that and then play those games there. That'll probably be the only third-party game of that presentation. Metal Gear, Sonic are the 2 that I'll probably buy, and maybe Batman. I might try it. Taylor says, I played them all when they came out originally. Best Batman experience easily. Yeah, especially because it's weird because everyone's kind of saying how Rocksteady was so good because they're the ones that developed those games, and they're like really, really good. And now everyone is like kind of judging Rocksteady hard for their new Suicide Squad game that they're working on, because it's been like in development for like 10 years now, and everyone thinks it looks pretty bad, and it's just being delayed indefinitely. So going back to play their classic games that everyone says is really good, I think would be, pretty cool for me. So yeah, overall, I would give that show, if I was going to give it a rating, I don't know, I would say probably like, at first, it was starting off like hard C territory for me, but then I think towards the end, like that was actually enough stuff. Like you can tell they don't have as much as they would have had a few years ago. It's not like it's not like the years where you got Xenoblade and a Splatoon and a 3D Mario and all that in the same year, and Zelda, like the launch years and the couple years after that. But for how late we are into the system's life, I'm actually pretty surprised. Like, I think that was, no one knew what to expect going into this. You know, I was giving high hopes, but I think honestly, you know, that was better than I expected. Some of the games that they showed were weird and wacky and very Nintendo-like. I'm glad they didn't show everybody 1-2 Switch. I don't even know why they need that game when they have WarioWare coming out. I would like a Wario World game or a Wario Land game, like I was mentioning before the Direct started. But I think overall, it's okay that WarioWare game actually looks much better than the original one on Switch. I forgot what that one's called. Maybe someone can remind me in the chat, but the one that came out a few years ago on the Switch, I think that one was just like decent. And I think it's a little bit better overall to see this new one. It looks a lot more original, looks funny. Definitely going to be a hilarious party game, that's for sure. And I'm sure it will come in at a little bit of a budget price. So overall, I would say that this is like a B-. I wouldn't give it a B+, but the Pikmin getting remakes, a good showing for Pikmin 4, you know, multiple new Mario games announced. It's somewhere between B- and like a regular B. I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah, somewhere in that. Maybe I would give it a B. I'm going to go with a solid B for the rating, because there was a lot there. There's a lot of ports and a lot of DLC, and you had to watch through a lot of that, which, you know, could have been announced in like a Twitter, you know, post, but they wanted to fill out a full show. And I do think overall, I mean, I'm highly biased because I like Nintendo the best, but looking at it from a critical perspective, on a game design perspective, that show was better than both Xbox and PlayStation, and it was still filled with DLC. And that's just my opinion. Although, you know, I think Xbox's show is probably a little bit better than PlayStation's, but, you know, that's all up in the air. I still don't think it was that good. So I think both of their shows were kind of weak. So even this being in the B territory, I'm more excited for the stuff that they showed here. And you also got stuff coming out this year that wasn't shown in this Direct. You got Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 remaster, and that's coming out in like September, actually. So they just announced that like on a Twitter drop right before. They announced that, and they announced 1-2 Switch. I know that they announced the Batten Kaitos before this because I know people are really mad with Bandai Namco's decision. They're not putting in the English dub, and they're not printing it physically. So the digital overlords are back. They're not putting their full force into it. And it's going to make that game flop. I would rather spend $400 buying the 2 GameCube games so I can have the physical games and hear the English voice acting than pay $60 to, you know, just play the digital version on Switch. That's like basically no different. Makes no sense to me. But that's just me personally. I think that they're going to feel the burn on that game. But there's some other games throughout besides what was shown here. So I think overall, pretty excited for holiday. Hope you guys are looking forward to some new Nintendo games. And as far as I would say on the industry side of things, my guess is, like I was mentioning before, I can't tell. It's like you can tell that they're working hard on their new system. There was like a good showing, but not too much. But I really do think that they're going to stretch it out, and I think they're going to stretch out through next year as far as they possibly can. At earliest, you're going to see new Nintendo hardware for holiday 2024, and Prime 4 will be the dual release, but I guarantee you it's going to be Q1 2025. That's my bet. It's going to be March, just like the Switch. And they're going to push this thing out until they are number one and have the highest selling game console of all time. That's my prediction, and that's my guess. Could be completely wrong. You can let me know what your predictions are in the comments below if you're checking out this stream at a later date. But thanks for everyone who tuned into this stream. It was a whole lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out, leaving your comments. I'll go ahead and give my little spiel here. Tripping up my words before I end. As you can see, I'm running my little ad at the top. Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge is our most recent game release, and it's available now on the PlayStation Store for only 49 cents. You get 20 puzzle levels that will take you around 1 to 2 hours, depending on, you know, your skill level with puzzle games. So you get a good amount of gameplay time. It also has a local co-op mode with 5 custom co-op stages, so you can play them and solve them with a friend. So a ton of value for only 49 cents. You can pick that up on PlayStation today. That's so, you know, we priced it so cheap, so you can basically, you know, pick that up in case you're interested in TreeFall games, but you've never played them before, and that'll give you a taste of what our games are like, so you can, you know, jump in and join us for more of our games. We have a bunch of Tilting Tiles games, all different, and all sorts of other games like that. So go ahead and pick that up if you haven't. All the links to all of our games will be in the description below. Also, before I end the stream, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, and Shark and Minnow. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. We could not do what we do without you. If anyone is interested in supporting the channel, seeing more streams, seeing more game development videos, you can check out our Patreon. We have small tiers, $1, $3, and $5. The links will be in the description below. Also, you can see on the screen, you can follow us on Twitter. All of our game updates and news comes from Twitter mostly. You can follow us at TreeFall Games. We also have a Discord. The link is in the description below, so you can chat with us, see game updates, and join our Discord community if you want to. We also have a Facebook page, but we don't really post on there because no one really looks at it. So I would go ahead and follow on Twitter instead. And if you're interested in seeing game design videos, game tips, I am an indie game developer, as I've been mentioning. You want to see how to get into game development, I got videos about that on my channel. And I also do videos talking about my games, devlogs, trailers, that whole thing. So if you're interested in my indie games, or if you're interested in learning on how to get started in indie game development, be sure to hit that subscribe button because it would help us out. You can keep up to date with all of our video content. We're actually doing pretty good. I mentioned it in the stream yesterday. My goal is 2,000 subscribers by 300 videos. We're about to get to 1,400 subscribers, so that's pretty good. The channel's been growing. I've been seeing a whole lot of comments and content recently on my new videos, so people have been enjoying the channel. So if you have not subscribed and you've been checking out, you've been watching a couple videos here and there, just go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. But without further ado, thanks for joining to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Hopefully we'll do some more game development live streams soon. I'm going to be busy through the rest of this week, so probably they will start up next week and we'll get back to working on the new Pic-A-Block game. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. All right, thanks for tuning into the video, and I will catch you next time.